Latonya, Veterans Memorial Leisure Services Center. About 15 years ago, I was working for Clark County School District, and I was only working like 6 hours a day. They considered it full-time, but to me it was like part-time. So I was seeking a second job. I went up to Doolittle with a friend of mine, and we were just up there, I think, using the weight room. And I think at the time it was Doc and Ingrid. I think, I could be wrong because it was so long ago. They were there. And my friend that I was working out was like, yeah, she needs another job. She got bills. And I'm like, yeah, I am looking for another job. So I applied and got the position. It was a front desk hourly position. Being at Doolittle for 13 years at the front desk was eye-opening. I went to visit a lot, and I grew up over there up until like my early teen years, and then we moved to the opposite side of town. So I didn't realize how important the community was until I was gone and going back and started working there. And then I'm like, oh my God, this center is doing so much good stuff, bringing all these kids in off the streets, like a safe place. So that was just very uplifting. To where when I got a full-time position with CCSD, I think I was making minimum wage still at Doolittle after a few years. So I got a full-time position, but I couldn't let go. I was like, no, I'm not ready to let go. So I got a third job, working safety with North Las Vegas. So I was with North Las Vegas, the city of Las Vegas, and CCSD for about 7 years until I had my daughter. And then I was like, I got to let some go. And it was tough because I was like, I'm used to the money, but I let North Las Vegas safety go. And all of my close friends and family was like, why are you still working 2 jobs? Just stop working at Doolittle. I'm like, I can't. I'd rather be full-time with the city than CCSD. But I was comfortable at that time, so I wasn't applying. I was just like, yeah, I'm cool right now. And then a position came available, and I applied and submitted my application wrong. Yes, I attached my resume again instead of my typing certificate. Yeah, so I was distraught, like in tears, distraught. So I didn't get in that time. So they're like, you need to just quit and then apply from outside. You're like working long days, you're tired. I had my daughter at the time. So I'm like, no, I can't. I'd rather be full-time with the city than CCSD. So once I finally got in, I let CCSD go, and here I am now. I loved CCSD, and I loved all of my administrators, everyone I worked with. I think it was just the feeling of needing to be there, like making a difference, like knowing these kids come in and they talk to me. And a lot of times they go home and they don't have that person to talk to in that community. So just knowing that I could be there, something to somebody, it made my day. With Anthony Manor, and then he left. It was Ingrid. Ingrid was my something. I had a few somethings. I can really say a lot. Nicole was my something. I had so many people that were rooting for me, even when I was still part-time and kind of contemplating to become full-time, then it gave me that extra push. People that saw stuff in me that I was kind of like, oh, I love kids and I love what you guys do, but it was just a lot, taking pay cuts, going backwards. I had been there for 13 years, so I was scared too. It was a lot. There were just so many times when I'm like, this is why I can't quit. This is why I have to keep coming back. But just helping Keisha and Nicole with the Breakfast with Santa events, and just feeling like I was hourly and played some role in that and had an effect on seeing those kids happy on that day. I mean, it's priceless. Just knowing you can make a difference, even in that position that I was in. I'm like, dude, I'm going to do great things once I'm a recreator. So, it's just exciting. The world. I mean, it was even on some of my worst days when I'm like, what are they looking at? How can they see something in someone that they don't feel or see in themselves at the time makes me want to reach out and keep pulling on the youth to pull that out, because I know I needed it pulled out of me on several occasions. The city has so many great programs that provide to communities, period, whether it's this community or down Stupac and Doolittle. I would want to implement just programs at any and every facility I go to, whether it's a senior center or a community center, just to where it provided and brought in more customers, I guess, so to speak. Like the Breakfast with Santa program, like Doolittle Senior Center doing the Mother's Day luncheon, like the Senior Center, I think it's Deerfeld's Food Pantry. Those type of programs that provide to the community, and I want those programs to spread word of mouth. And I want us to be like city, like Henderson, North Las Vegas, just to hear about all these wonderful things that I've helped put in place. I think the biggest thing is to continue to have you guys pour into us. I know you're always pouring into me. Every time I see you, you have a word, and it's appreciated. So I think that's the biggest thing, that push, that support, I think is big. And I know when I was going through my whole interview process, effective communication was a big thing. I think effective communication is really important too. Effective communication is detrimental. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's just the top of the top. And having that support for me, just because, like I said, sometimes I'm in and I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, this is it. But I'll hesitate and I'll need that extra push or that extra word, or I'll need to be poured into. I'm a little dry today. I need you to pour into me. So